Talking tight ends today as the VolQuest.com positional previews roll on. Rob, the question is can Austin Pope recover in time? He's already started his rehab. We're looking at 8 to 12 weeks. If you go on the short end of that, if the season's pushed back, he may not miss any time. But if the season starts on time, he's bound to miss some time.
Yeah, I mean you look at Austin Pope's stats from last year, it doesn't look like it's that big of a deal. But it is a big deal because you look at the depth chart and there's nobody there with any kind of real experience. I mean, Princeton Fant has played a little bit, Jacob Ward's played a little bit, but for an offensive coordinator that likes to play a lot of two tight end sets, you're looking at going into fall camp with just a big blank spot at the tight end position.
Well, it led the league last year in two tight end sets, so I think you're looking at a lot more 11 personnel, a lot more wide, 3 and 4 wide receiver sets.
Your favorite, your favorite X factor, Jameer Johnson.
Yeah, potentially, but I think more than anything, just a lot of scheme adjustments from Jim Chaney and how they use tight ends or players that can play that position. How do they use a guy like D. Beckwith? Do they play him some kind of just off of the tackle position? Making him kind of a pseudo tight end without calling him a tight end. How do they, incorporate Princeton Fant, who again athletically shows as much promise as anybody on the team?
Yeah, and is Jordan Allen, is that a real thing, or is that just a guy trying to bouncing around trying to find a home?
Or is he the new Anthony Anderson, just bouncing position to position?
And I think Jacob Warren athletically can do some things in the passing game, but can he hold up in the run game? Can he be physical? I think if you're talking about that kind of guy, I kind of think Sean Brown has the best chance to be just the H-back lead blocker.
I 100% agree because I think physically he gets it. He's always got it dating back to high school. They redshirted him last year because they didn't need him. I think he was poised out of the two, Jackson Lowe, Sean Brown, to take the step this spring. People keep asking about Jackson Lowe. What's he got to do? He's got to be more physical and he's got to get faster. I mean, he's not the fastest guy out there. And so, for what they want out of the tight end position, playing physical, if you're not going to be a real fast player like a Princeton Fant who can, really stretch the field at the position, you've got to be more physical in blocking, and I think that's something Jackson Lowe's got to continue to improve on.
And I just don't want to poo-poo Fant just because I actually think that he's got a chance to be a good player there. He's
sneaky.
He's he was a pretty big-time recruit back in the day. He's one of the last Butch orphans left on the team. And, good athlete, really good high school football player. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to, catch 50 balls or anything, but I think he can be a guy that can make some plays at the tight end spot.
And don't make a mistake. I'm not calling him a throw-in to get Malik Gray, but it always turns out the guy that, was the lesser of the two always ends up being the better player. I mean, you go back and there's the Dan Williams, Malcolm Rawls, Lennon Creer was the marquee guy. Denarius Moore ends up being the better player. Princeton Fant is here. Malik Gray is not.
No, he's not, to say the least.
All right, that's a look at the tight end position. Alongside Rob Lewis, I'm Austin Price.